Okay, so we're back again. I finally got the screen fixed. So, main thing we're doing now is today, as I said, we're working on getting this PR for a multi-step forecasting working, and we're also adding this DA-RNN model to the main flow forecast repository. So that's the main stuff we'll go over today. Again, if you're not familiar, the flow forecast repository is essentially this open source deep learning for time series repo that makes it really easy to forecast different time series data. So the things we want to do today are essentially allowing models to output multiple time steps at one time. And then also, well, that should have been a functionality for a while, but there was a bug where it really only used the first time step. And then the second thing is using DA-RNN, is adding that model into the main repo so that we can use it in a way that's configured well with our current infrastructure. So those are the two main things. In the process, we're also going to be running experiments to check and make sure they work okay. Not going to probably get to most of these other things, but those are kind of the major things. So yeah, let's look at adding the kind of DA-RNN component. So this is actually part of one of the issues. Actually, current PRs, it's an old PR, to add new models. So this is actually a very old PR that I opened up a while ago. And so the idea is to refactor DA-RNN, which is a pretty popular time series forecasting model, but that was originally ran in actually a slightly different version of PyTorch, into a way that can work with our kind of system that integrates with GCP and our whole flow forecast framework. And also we want to add the support to kind of throw in GRUs, the original GRUs and stuff, the original kind of repo for that. Mainly is a one based on the LSTMs, but I actually think GRUs might work well in this context. So that's kind of the main thing. The first thing we have to do is actually resolve this stupid merge conflict. So we've added some stuff to the repo since I last did it. So there's two conflicts, the one here and the one here. I think these were mainly related to the linting problems. So there was this thing where we ran linting stuff, and it changed everything in the main repo. So we just want to add that there, and fix the stuff. So so I think, yeah, I just have to remove this stuff. Custom transformer decoder, so that's already in there. So I think I just delete that. I think that's good. So that's good. Criterion params. So we remove that. Yeah, we keep that stuff in. So that should be good. Check, we're making sure we're merging into new models core. One time when actually resolving a merge conflict, I actually resolved the merge conflict into master, which wasn't good and caused a lot of problems and a lot of people to freak out. But yeah, I think that resolves the merge conflict pretty well. So we'll mark that as resolved. So we are merging into the right thing. So that should be good. So there, that's now done. I expect actually these tests to fail because we're not doing these things right. So this PR is essentially, as I said, refactoring this DA-RNN model to work here. So I've actually been working on kind of the refactored version in a notebook as well. So there's this debug one, which, oh wait, no, crap. It's this one. So this is actually a horrible name for a notebook, so I'm gonna call this DR refactor. As I've said before, a lot of my workflow I just do like in here and stuff. So in notebooks, and I test it in notebooks, and then I integrate into the main repo and then write the unit tests if those are necessary. So so yeah, that's the core stuff there. And yeah, so actually these were some of the original parameters in the DARN model. This is now mostly working, at least in test. I have run a couple tests here. But one thing I do want to do is I want to change these param names to match our param names. Because a lot of our parameter names are like number of time series, not input size. They mean the exact same thing, but just then if you're like, want to just swap the model in the config file, you don't have to like rewrite the name in the config file, which is actually more of a pain in the ass than you'd think. So that's that. T is actually the number of is actually the forecast history, so the number of forecast history steps. And output features, yeah, that can stage good. So those were the major things. So these are just then going to become, this is just then going to become n time series here. T is going to be replaced by forecast history, because that's essentially is the forecast history. I also find T kind of just confusing. So that's the main thing. That all looks fine now. So yeah, that's the core of what we wanted to do there. So I have done some test stuff. I always do this with most of my things, is I just test what this will look like. So again, oh yeah, that's why I had those params here too. But so this is now, what did this become? This became n number time series. Anyway, same difference. But so now, like, look, this is probably roughly how it would look initializing it in the repo. And right now I'm testing if we want to use the GRU instead of the other things. So the number of time series, we might have 5. Actually, in a lot of our COVID forecasting, we have 9. So that's that. We have a hidden encoder size. 128 is pretty standard. But the good thing about this is this could then be optimized as a configuration parameter in our config file. We have also a forecast history, which is, the history of the forecast, the number of time steps. The number of time steps to go back with, decoder hidden size. That's kind of weird. So decoder hidden size. Wait, let me see. This is number time series. This is hidden size of the encoder. Actually, this is kind of clunky, but this is going to actually help me a lot if I go to debug this in the future. Just assigning all these hidden size encoder, so I don't have to constantly look down at that. Forecast history. So decoder hidden size is 2. Actually, I don't know about that. I'd think the decoder hidden size would probably be like a lot larger. What do you think? I don't know if that's what they had in the original paper, but again, this could be optimized as a parameter. So for now, I guess I'll keep it. You definitely wouldn't do 2. I think in actuality. I might actually just switch that to 128 also for now. And then the out features, yeah, is 1, and we are testing with the GRU. Oh yeah, so I have to do this for everyone now. So GRU LSTM, let's do that. So we now initialize it. So basically in our stuff, all of our data, and the way I've arranged our library is all of our data will always come in this shape. It will always come in the shape of like kind of batch size. So here we're saying the batch size is 2. The number of time steps. Number of time steps. Or the forecast. Kind of like, yeah, the forecast history. or how far we're looking back. And then the number of, and then yeah, the number of oh yeah, then yeah, the number of kind of feature time series, or basically, so it's that n time series. So this would essentially be like things like in the case of COVID, you would have stuff like mobility parks, you know, mobility, and those would be our feature time series. If we were forecasting like tornadoes or something, you might have this would be temperature, percep last hour or something. So these would be whatever like your features are for forecasting. And then we also include the actual time series in that. So actually for COVID, this would be like new cases would be our target, so it would be first. Then the rest would all be features. There are things where we would like to get multitask support, so we would be able to do, say, like hospitalizations, both. But right now we don't support multitask, so the first thing will always be kind of the target, and then the rest will be that. So the reason this is 19 is for some reason in their code, I was just saying true to their code, they actually do like t-1 and stuff. So so they want you to give like the size plus 1. So that's why that's 19, because then that's why I did 20 there, even though we're passing in 19. So that is the correct size in this case. So that's good, and then we basically just run this here. That comes out okay, so we get back you know, our target shape. We get back kind of our target, and yeah, that's good. So basically we get back tensors of batch size 2, etc., etc. And yeah, that's fine. So so yeah, this actually looks good. This will now go back to our main repo. Let's see if I can find this stuff. Transformer XC basic. Oh, do I not actually have this? So yeah, I did definitely add a new file called like something with the DA. So DARNN was originally its entire own model with its own architecture and crap, but that doesn't integrate with our current framework. So actually in the long run, this is going to get axed, and we're going to have the model put in a nice concise format. So so yeah, where was I actually importing DARNN from? Oh yeah, so here's how this would essentially work. So yeah, I think this is fine. We'll just do it here, fix model. So now that's all self-contained and should work. Okay, so so yeah, and now to make sure that this actually runs right, we're gonna write a config file kind of as a unit test for it. But yeah, let's see if there's any like problems with linting or other shit right now, because there probably will be already. So yeah, so it already failed linting. There's a shit ton of stuff it wants linted. So actually what I'm gonna do for this is I am going to go into my actual GitHub and like fix some of this crap. So so yeah, this was like add models or something. Yeah, it's right. It was updated really recently. New models core. Yeah, leave changes there. So yeah, so there's just a ton of crap. So what we're gonna do is we're actually going to run the auto pep 8 crap on it. So if we go into here, which folder is it? Oh yeah, it's right in here. It's just in the model stuff. I know for a while ago I ran auto. Yeah, so auto pepe, we're just gonna do that on the model.py, and that's gonna hopefully get it right. So that hopefully we'll see like a bunch of shit it fixed. So yeah, it did fix a bunch of all this shit. So fixed to lint. So that's or actually lint. So that should be you know, essentially what we're doing. So hopefully that will pass linting. Then what we need to do is as I said, we do need to write a test for this to make sure it actually decodes and works the way it's, you know, supposed to. So what we're going to do there now for kind of the decoding is we're going to oh wait, so forecast. Okay, so yeah, so basically also the thing I don't like about this is let me see, we'll have to update this. So there is no output sequence length. It seems like it will always essentially return 1 for the output sequence length. What the heck? It already failed? I thought that was supposed to take care of the linting shit. What the heck? That was supposed to take care of the linting. Are you kidding me? What the heck? Did that do anything? What the fuck? There's still like a long list of crap. Missing white space, trailing white space. Hold on, trailing white. I thought that was. Oh, okay. That wasn't that shit. That was actually the other model we had in it. Because this PR is actually to add 2 models. So there's still like crap failing on that. So what we need to do for that is, yeah, run probably the linter on that shit too. So we'll go back to Transformer XL and actually find that link command. What was this? So this was the other problematic one. So this hopefully will get fixed too. And we'll just run the linter here. And then the other place was on the model dict. We can probably fix that by hand. I don't think it's anything too serious. Or actually, why bother? I'll just run the linter because I hate linting. Yeah, I arranged my terminal. If I do like Apple B, it will just open in the like window with the thing. So what? Where's my command? Oh yeah. So we'll go back there. It's called like model dict .py. So model dict function, yeah, model dict function.py. That should be good. We should get those nicely linted, hopefully. So that it wasn't much there. So yeah, we will go and commit these. Yeah, okay, so that should work now. Oh, what's going on? Browser's jamming. Come on, you stupid browser. Oh, crap. Oh, oops, I shouldn't go to my mail here. So yeah, so basically the linting should hopefully have fixed that now, and hopefully it won't be falling on the linting, failing to lint. But like in case it is, well, we'll see in a second. wonder if oh. Undefined name. Oh, yeah, so the other model actually has a lot of, like, errors with it. Yeah, I don't know if I should spin that off into a new PR or try to think about it now. Yeah, so that other thing, I don't know. Maybe that should be in a different PR. Yeah, I think that's more than, this mile's more than enough for one PR. This other thing should probably definitely be in a different PR. So I'll just like stash this somewhere. Because yeah, the other thing actually needs a lot more kind of conceptual thought on. Before I fix it. So, yeah, because it's just like I don't want it in that PR. So at least, yeah, we don't have to worry about that model screwing up stuff. So yeah, we'll just wait for that. But in the meantime, we can get started working on the kind of unit stuff, the unit test. So, yeah, so what the heck? I want to go to the right branch. So add, or it's like new models or something. Or it's, yeah, new models core or something. So here, actually we gotta go to 23 commits ahead of master. Let me see if I remember that stuff. So we need to go to the test directory. So yeah, let's create a new JSON file. We can use one of these old JSON files as kind of our starting base. What would be the most similar? Probably this might be most similar. So yeah, let's use this. I'll go off of that right now. So we'll cancel that. Then, or I guess yeah, I should just copy the stuff. That's a lot easier. So yeah, data format decoder test. So yeah, we'll start with something like this. darnn.json. Yeah, let's keep it underscores just to fit, like, be Pythonic even when we're writing JSON. So this is going to, and we need to check model dict again to see exactly what this thing is called. So it's, I think we just called it, oh wait, crap, since we deleted that now, that's going to raise an error. Yeah, so we're going to actually have to remove this. So otherwise this is going to raise an error. I'll do that actually on this thing here too though. So that we'll do it both at once. Yeah, because that's definitely going to raise an error now since we're not including it in that PR. So what was it called? We came here to originally get what it was called. So this is darnn. So it's just darnn. Swap that. Yeah, we can do number free. A sequence length. Oh yeah, you know that's like forecast history. So we call that param forecast history. So that was, what was it? Yeah, 4 or 5 is fine for the forecast history. What was the other stuff was like that hidden size of the encoder. Let me just get this right. So yeah, that we basically knew that was gonna fail. But yeah, let's go back. Where'd my notebook go? Oh yeah, I had to kill my whole browser, which sucks. But it's gone now. So I will save this. Actually, I'll just stash this as a gist itself. This is good because notebooks aren't version controlled, so every once in a while you should just stash them. I do know they have that like pin version thing, but I haven't found that terribly useful. So yeah, hidden coder size, we have to add all these things. So I am going to test with the GRU, at least in this config. We could actually probably do multiple configs with some testing for some stuff. I forget, what was comments in JSON? Oh yeah, it's that stuff, right? Whatever, we'll delete that before we do anything with it. Okay, so forecast history, so n time series, hidden size encoder. So hidden size encoder, decoder hidden size, okay, outfeeds. Size decoder, this we will make 128. Hidden, or is it like decoder hidden size? I think it's this. Outfeeds likewise will be 1. So outfeeds, yeah. Forecast history, okay. GRU LSTM, that's going to be false in lowercase. LSTM, that will be false. That needs a comma. Decoder hidden size, outfeeds. Okay, everything looks good there. I think so. Yeah, we needed to remove that from the model dict function. Let's see if we can open it just here. Yeah, we should have model dict function. Where is it? Oh yeah, we need to remove that. Oh. Okay, so let's see. What's this doing? Yeah, I guess... Oh yeah, I guess I did say I was going to do it there, but it doesn't really matter. Remove function stuff. Okay, because, yeah, we absolutely need that to be removed, so because otherwise the unit test won't even run. We'll pull that there. Shouldn't cause any problems. Then the other thing we need to do is we actually need to add a test, the test to the actual thing. Oh wait, let me go for the config file first, because it's definitely possible there's like some wrong stuff in the config. MSC, learning rate, flood forecast, number prediction samples. Oh, I will decrease this just to like 10. That's probably fine. That's fine. GCS, yeah, that's fine. Tags, we could also just tag it, I guess, as DA revised. These will just show up in weights and biases as the tags. So batch size 4, learning rate. I guess that's fine. Inference params. Forecast history, forecast length. Wait, no. Forecast length would be 1 here. Because apparently, yeah, ARNN would only work with that. So, yeah, let's try to now figure out... Okay, so... Okay, so here's all the Circle CI crap. Now we just need to add like one more test to it. So okay, where do I add this? I actually wasn't the last one to look at this. We had someone else refactor this whole file, so I'm still kind of new to it. It would be in trainer test. Yeah, here. So I guess we do something like echo. Never a big fan. And echo running DARNN test. Actually, we should move that above this test because that test actually usually times out. So I just want to know like immediately if our test actually works. So I'll move this to the top. And then yeah, we could just, it's very simple. We just do like test slash, what do we call that? DARNN. Yeah, DARNN. So this would just become DARNN. Okay, so that should be like 100% good. Now we'll go back here. Yeah. Config fixes. Oh wait, did this already fail again? Because that shouldn't have failed. Like the linting should have passed now. Should have, but it probably didn't. So even removing that, it's still failing with shit. Wait, I thought I deleted that. Block comment should start with a... Huh? What the heck? Now this is giving me all this new shit. Flood forecasts imported but unused. I deleted that. Didn't I? Yes, I didn't. I didn't delete that crap. So we'll remove that for good. or remove XC import later PR. So then it comes out with some random crap about like a block clone. I honestly have no idea what that is. Or actually, I think I had the model up. Or wait, no, I don't have model up here. Yeah, I'll have to re-pull that. Like, I don't get why it comes up with some stuff about a block quote now. Is it that it doesn't like? 142. Block comment should start 142. Yeah, so it's this shit that it doesn't like, apparently. Yeah, okay. Let me see. So it doesn't like that stuff. Oh wait, I have an open model here. But I don't know what to do with that. Like, that's just so stupid. It's the winter. What should we... maybe I should triple quote it? Does that what it's want? Because, like... Oh, wait, it probably just wants that stuff. I mean, it's probably didn't have a space. Or some stupid stuff. It's probably some stupid stuff like that. Models. Let's see. Because, yeah, if it's not getting past linting, it won't even run the test, so... we need to go past linting. I should probably start charging my computer too, so run a Y stuff. So linting. Okay, so that actually did work. So yeah, we can actually kill that now because we pretty much know the normal unit test will pass. And then yeah, that's what we'll do. So yeah, so yeah, let's go back there. Let me just check real quick. Okay, config fixes. Okay. Oh crap! Come on, just pull the commit. Yeah. Okay. Fetch them. That's why I said fetch the commit and then push. Just put. Oh, so it probably actually did a merge commit there, because we didn't fetch before then. Yeah, but it actually did some turbo. Yeah, there's the merge. But it doesn't matter, because it should be fine. So that should be good. Now we'll get to see if those run. What we can do in the interim is we can what can we do? Oh yeah, we could of course try an actual model in the notebook. I don't know if that's a great idea right now. Yeah, we'll first see if those pass. Create temporal. So yeah, actually I could talk a bit about the auto deployment workflow that I'm thinking of, why this is running in the background. So yeah, so actually in the other AI stream repo, in experiment configs, the idea of experiment configs, is that like we just have like a basic config like of how to make the function to make the config file for different files, etc. And then what we would do is like when these are committed, we'd like design a GitHub action. And I was thinking of actually using this with what was this? There was some like new program. I forget what it's called. But it's supposed to, we could then use it to like kind of launch ML infrastructure. So like essentially whenever we had a new experiment config we wanted to try out, instead of having to run the notebook again and again, what we do is you just add the config to here, and then there would be like a GitHub action that would like comment automatically on the pull request, oh, you added a new config, and then it would, do you want to run? And then like someone with admin access could say run, and then it would launch the infrastructure and run, and weights and biases would comment back with the report of how well the model performed, etc., based on the config file. So that's the idea here. There was some program that I was thinking would be a pretty good candidate for this. Oh yeah, I was thinking we'd have our own kind of GitHub bot to manage some of that too. Because yeah, the stupid notebooks have gotten really tedious to run. And yeah, it would be much better if like, I don't like launching infrastructure either. So it'd be better if like you actually had a full like CI/CD setup to like automatically manage like experiment configs and run them as you commit them. So that's kind of the idea. But we'll check back. What, plot test failed? Import pandas as PD. Oh, are you kidding me? I don't know why sometimes, but like sometimes on Circle CI, there's like this random crap where it can't install a package. And then like for instance, something like pandas doesn't get installed, even though the requirements file didn't change at all, because like Circle CI has this like random shit where it just doesn't want to install something or something. So it looks like that's how that's going to be. I assume that's why trainer failed. Oh. Might have actually failed too because of our ship, but let me see. Oh wait, yeah, I think that was actually wrong in the config file. It should be actually n time series or something like that. Where do I go to do that? Anyways, I'll fix that. Where's that stuff? Config would be like n time series, so darnn.json. Let's go back here. Yeah, so that was stupid. I mean, right there I said, you know, that's what it should be, but I didn't realize that. Though the plot test still definitely failed due to the stupid panda stuff. So yeah, but that should fix it. So we should be good with that. End time series. So that looks good. Actually, I'll use this as a chance just to double check over model too. I often like to do that when I see a bug. Just double check over other things. So yeah, actually we should fix this doc string. So this should be end time series now too. I mean, this won't impact the code at all, but of course, like it will impact the readability for future time series. So then this would be forecast history. Hidden size. So this should actually really be a hidden size encoder. Luckily, line length is one of the few things we don't enforce with our linter, so don't have to worry about that. So decoder hidden size, dimension of hidden size of decoder. These are all probably torch. Wait, yeah, they're ints. Yeah, that's right. So this is a torch.tensor. It will return a torch. Oh wait, I don't want to throw off it with linting shit though. Because, like, I remember this, like, when you type in shit, sometimes the linter is, like, you didn't type in stuff right. So, yeah. Missing white space around operator. Is that what they want? Okay. So, yeah, you need, when you type in, remember to do that stuff. So this returns a torch tensor, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, or wait, no, it actually returns a tuple, which is weird. Tuple from typing import tuple. End time series. Okay, so okay, so that was stupid. I didn't pay enough attention to my computer's battery, so it temporarily died for a second. But I'm back now. Yeah, so, okay, so this is, as I said, these are all pretty good, I think, so, yeah, there's nothing, shouldn't be anything wrong with these, so yeah, I will commit probably, print I don't think we need print statement here, actually. Now what's that, oh yeah, I was just doing the type in here. That's right. So this returns two torch.tensors. From typing import tuple, yeah, I did import that. So yeah, I think that's all good. cornflakes. So yeah, these are of course again torch.tensor. And this is also a torch.tensor. And then we return a torch, or do we return a tuple? FC final, what does that do again? In any case, that definitely returns a tensor. So, yeah, line too long, we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's good. I think that covers all this stuff. So yeah, those commits should all be good. So yeah, that code all works. I think it should be good there. New models. So yeah, let's commit it. Yeah, let me just see if there was anything else quickly. Oh yeah, so those actually did pass besides plot test, which was due to the pandas problem. That actually I think should be fine. It really is just an issue of just an issue of, I think, how I installed something. Because yeah, we didn't modify any of that stuff, so I don't think that would cause an issue here. Let's quickly go for the rest of this though. We have type hints. We have that. Does this look good? Batch size. So this should be end time series. That was a problem before. Hidden size decoder, hidden size, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think everything's good. It looks good to commit, so yeah, I'll go ahead and commit it. I'm actually going to move my charger back to the other room though. This is not a nice place to code. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. So yeah, fixes to UTs. Yeah, we could just call it fixes. Yeah, fixes is fine. Okay, so that will hopefully now run, and it will run good. That's kind of it for well, we'll see if it runs. Hopefully it does. So let's see about that. Moving back. Okay. Got my power back. Hopefully. Oh. What's with my outlets? They suck. But yeah, so I think the unit test is running again right now. So we can go see. Oh, now of course linting fails with some dumb shit. Okay, too many blank lines. Free, and then there's some is assigned but never used. Why didn't I pick up on this crap before? I didn't add anything really. Stupid winter. So where is it saying? Oh, it's like here. I guess here there are free lines. I don't know why they're free. And then there's some variable I it doesn't like. Oh, I guess that happened when I removed the print statement. Okay. I think that's all fine now. It's this problem. Oh, crap. The winter will complain about that, too. We could just call it, like, something like that. Then the winter won't complain. Okay, so that's hopefully done. And we'll just wait on Circle CI for this to complete. So, yeah, I think this should be pretty good. So yeah, what else can we do while that's going on? Let's quickly look back here. Debug false, suppress stuff. Oh yeah, so there was a problem with Numba too, which was essentially, I think everything's fixed now, and I probably will merge this PR. Wait, it has a linked PR. So this PR passed tests. So yeah, test passed. Does need someone to review. I could probably tag someone. It'd be good to tag. So I mean, as an admin, I could force merge it too, but hopefully one of my colleagues could quickly review it or something. So yeah, I'll wait on that. I did look at that. There was a big problem with a lot of debugging crap being printed from Numba because the dilate loss function actually uses Numba and stuff. So that was causing a fair number of kind of issues with just a lot of debugging, and it was creating problems that I couldn't really see. But anyways, let's go back and look at our unit test. So trainer test, which is the one we added to, is still queued right now. I still don't know how long that would take. What we can do actually is we could, because before this would get merged, I'd obviously want to test that it actually runs fully in the notebook anyways. So what I could do is I could start trying to test it running in the notebook, and then what we could do is and go from there, since that really has to be, that's kind of a prereq anyways. So while this is running, I will work on that. Oh, looks like trainer test is running right now, so we'll see how this goes. So I guess each test does do its own independent stuff, which is interesting too. So yeah, and we could also even retest the Numba stuff. I tested it once in the notebook, but I'm not sure. I just want to make sure it actually does turn off the debugging completely. So we could go back to one of the notebooks. A lot of the notebook code really needs to be refactored anyways, but I don't think that's the time to do it. Actually, we could try with the old flood flow forecasting too. That might not be a bad place to try testing. So this was the flow forecast notebook. I'm just going to keep intermittently checking, because if it fails the unit test, then I'll obviously need to intervene. But yeah, that looks like it's still running. So here we can scroll down, and we will see that basically down there it shows like how we would run in the notebook. So so the notebook essentially will be here. We'll just have to swap the parameters a bit. So we actually have a couple different config files in this notebook. I think I showed it too in one of my tutorials. So this is actually a good point of where like version control configs would be really useful. Because if I change this, I would want to maybe be able to change it back. So actually I am going to like save my whole config function back to that one repo, just so I have a version controlled version of it. Oh wait, that's the wrong org. It's like AI stream / experiment configs. So those are COVID. So like we could create like a new file called riverflow / core config. So this is the core make config file. It's pretty long itself, but most of that is actually JSON. Definitely on the to-do list, I'd say, is like creating a better way to I mean, all these are slightly different for like river flow forecasting, but I'd still like to just have one make config function and stuff, hopefully across all of them, and then it's just the JSON that changes between them. So that's a good generalization thing that could be done. But anyways, like let's add core config file for stream flow forecasting config saved. I will also just save this notebook to just the whole notebook in case I break something too. So we'll see that. I now do have a lot of gist and stuff. But yeah, the notebooks truly are like, I'd like to get away from them entirely, because you know they're just very hard to manage and version control. So any way I could move away from them would be good. Oh yeah, we can go back and look at this. So it looks like trainer test failed for some. Oh, did I mess up another parameter? Okay, I'm gonna like triple check all the params this time. Hidden size decoder. Oh wait, I did 2 hidden size decoders. Hidden size. So wait, was that first one encoder or like? Okay, so it is hidden size encoder. So yeah, I accidentally typed like 2 decoders, which was really stupid, but that happens to me a lot. So yeah, we can just space this out. I do like spaces in my config. Just makes it a bit more readable. Okay, so we'll fix that. Fixes to DA config. I will go and add oh wait, there was a bad assumption. Oh wait, I don't know why it says will implement here. So I think that's good. Oh yeah, I should get rid of, wait, I guess T is still used there. Train the initial value of the hidden states. I will also add a type hint here. So is that a variable torch dot? Okay, yeah, torch that variable. Okay, okay, yeah. So, let's go back there. Let's see. So that looks good. We'll go back to collab. Hopefully this branch passes and there's like no more stupid stuff. But yeah, occasionally this is just how, you know, it is, so. Okay, so, yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about config files, why that was running. So for config files, yeah, I want to create a way to like generalize them. But anyways, I was gonna try to run this in this notebook and see how well it worked. That's what I was saying. And so now at least I've backed it up as a gist and other stuff. So yeah, so what we could do here is, yeah, we could do like stream config. Or wait, no, we could do DA config. We could call it DA config. We would just do it exact same way as these configs. Actually, yeah. Actually, I'll modify that one because I think it's already running off of this third config. So I'll just modify that instead. Let's keep checking in with trainer because I really want these tests to pass. So let's go back here. So it's back and it's running again. Looks like trainer's been running for about 1:30 so far. 1:35. Let's. Yeah, wait here. Failed. Okay, so plot test failed. I'm guessing that was the same stupid pandas. Oh shit. Torch has no attribute variable. What? Oopsies. Crap, that stupid type-in probably screwed things up now. Okay, so that's not a variable, so torch.autograd, it's torch.autograd. Another dumb mistake. Fix autograd var. Wait, let me see. So that should be right. Okay, so just quickly check over the rest of this. Yeah, I don't like that blank space there. Surprised actually this thing didn't flag that. And blank space. Okay. So yeah, so that hopefully this one will pass, and we won't hit any stupid roadblocks here. We are getting towards the end of the live coding session, only about 14 more minutes or so before I'm gonna take a break. Okay, so let's go back there. Got that installed. Running. Yeah, I don't know how exactly it queues stuff, but I prefer it if it went to trainer first. I should probably look at the actual config some more. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I think back here I was going. I've been meaning to get it working in the notebook, but then I keep getting distracted. Well, not distracted, since the trainer stuff is the primary stuff I'm working on. But in any case, yeah, so I was going to go here, and then, so yeah, we can make this, I think this function still uses config free. Yeah, it uses config free when doing all of its stuff. This, by the way, is for the stream flow forecasting, not the COVID stuff. But yeah, this is I think this is good pre-training. A lot of what I've talked about has been the value of pre-training in time series, and it definitely has been improving performance. So, and in any case, yeah, I mean, flash flood forecasting is obviously a pretty noble goal in and of itself. And if we can use the river data to pre-train the COVID models and increase their performance, then you know, we could really demonstrate broader applicability of transfer in time series, which would be good, because no one's really done a lot of that type of stuff. But anyways, so yeah, so I will try to get this model over here. I can probably actually just use that config I just made. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Oh wait, yeah, the file paths are going to be different. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot how much of a pain stuff was, because a lot of this other stuff is changed to automatically include like the gauge ID, and combined with the weights and biases stuff. So yeah, that's one of the reasons too why the unit tests aren't really just enough, because there's a lot of different values some of these things could take, and only by running in a notebook can we really make sure it integrates well enough to handle those, you know, range of values, and that there's no like kind of errors for the actual real code. I mean, I've not running in a notebook, but well, I mean, we're using notebooks as kind of our quote-unquote like actual experiment training with the library, but I mean, like, obviously it doesn't have to be in a notebook. As I was saying, I wanted to get off notebooks, but you do need to run kind of a full config managed by weights and you know, bias before you can really count it as kind of done. But yeah, hopefully this is passing. So looks like trainer test is still installing its dependencies, so we should see in a second if it does any of that stuff. Yeah, I'll go back here quickly. So I did back this up, so we will change this now to just DARNN. Sequence length. So did we call it the same thing, or did we called it like forecast history. So this should be forecast history. Really, these should be standardized. One shouldn't be sequence length and another be forecast history. That's one of the reasons I did want to go to end time series, because that's a common one. So output, it has no output sequence length, but we do need to add the additional things in. So we need to add in like the hidden size like of the encoder. I'm also going to need to add that to the weights and biases config. And we can actually pick an interesting range of values for it to sweep over. But yeah, since these are all, you know, are good hyperparameters. So hidden size encoder, forecast history, hidden size, or that's what confused me. It's like one is hidden size encoder and the other is decoder hidden size. Probably should have actually changed that, but anyway, so WinDB config, we'll have to include this too. Hidden size decoder for now, I'm just gonna look at the GRU. So I'm gonna set this to, what do I set this to? I think I set this to false if I want to do that. There was like one more like thing. I forget what it was. Oh yeah, it was outfeeds, and that's just always going to be 1. So that's always going to be 1. Most of this other shit should be good. Yeah, so I think that should actually be good. But we will check on how our trainer test is going. So yeah, it looks like we kind of hit a legit error here. So it says blah blah blah, shape -160 is invalid for input of size 288. I don't know what exactly that was, so we'll actually go to weights and biases and recover the config. And then we'll actually then go back to that kind of notebook we were using and see if we can figure out what went wrong. So where did I do that? So here was that original notebook where we're doing some of that kind of work in. So what we're going to do here is just try to replicate what happened there in terms of the error. So we basically, it looks like we got this in when we did on the encoder portion on line 89 and forward. So so yeah, we need to look into that. Oh, it might have been because as I was saying, there actually needs to be a 1 thing difference, so that's possible. So yeah, in the config file, I think if I really want to have history of 5, I need to do history of 6. That could be it, but I'm going to go actually test that before I do a never commit and have to wait a really long time for it to complete. So yeah, let's try to replicate these parameters. So here we said the number of, so by our same config, here we said the number of time series was free. Said the hidden size of our encoder was 128. The decoder size was 128. So those are right. Forecast history we said was 6. Or wait, no, we said was 5 actually in that one. Never mind. Because I just changed that. We said was 5, and we said outfeeds was 1. So we'll go ahead and initialize this. And then what we passed into it was something of the dimension, I think. Well, it was indeed, I'm not sure what the batch size was. We should look at that. The config file will have the batch size. So if we go back to our config here, our batch size that we passed this, so batch size looks like it was 4. So I don't think it matters too much though. That part at least. So what else can we see? So yeah, so the number, so this would have then passed it stuff that was indeed 5, and then 3. Let's see. So yeah, we get that same error. Now, my guess is it is that sequence length thing that has that really weird thing where t is actually -1 in here. So I think in order to get that to work, we'd need to do 6 as our actual history, like I was kind of doing before. I don't know why that is. I should probably look more into why that is. So yeah, that's my guess. So since those are actually going to be shape 5, we have to say 6 here. Or wait, actually, I should really probably look into that more. Because it might be using the time stuff from the current step, the actual features from the current step to predict at that step. Too. That's definitely a possibility. In which case it views that kind of final step as the actual like target step instead of like what we would normally think of as a target step. So if we did feed it in, yeah, that's possible. So yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, yeah, I'll have to look into that some more. But I do think for now this would fix the error. But yeah, I think what it's probably doing is that this actually separates stuff into an encoder and a decoder. So I mean, I think the encoder is actually only taking, and yeah, this is how we kind of did it, only taking the target kind of time series, and it's using all the target. Or wait, is it using all the target? So I know it does t-1 here. No, I don't think so. So I actually think that should be okay. I actually don't know why they are doing that. Because it looks like in both the encoder and the decoder they do use t-1. So it does look like they're just for some reason not using that like last time step. Yeah, which I'm not sure why. I could be missing something important. I might need to look through the paper. I mean, the way I've been doing all my time series forecasting is I pass in X, and Y only comes in essentially later. Comes in and with the target later, and like Y is never passed to the model at all. What they might be doing here is they might be passing some of Y to the model. I mean, I pass in the full target in that, like, I pass in the full previous time steps, but the, like, future time step is never, that I'm trying to predict, is never shown to the model at all, even the feature components. So what they might be doing here is they might be trying to show the feature components of the, like, future time step they're predicting to the model, but just not showing it the target, which is possible. But in that case, I don't see why it would be t-1 in both the encoder and the decoder. So I don't know why that is, essentially. t-1. So yeah, this again takes the Y history. No, so it looks like that in both cases they're using t-1. So I think actually that should just even out to what we're doing if we do it this way. But then the question is, what are they doing with the t time step? Which is a good point. Like, you know, what are they doing with that? Y history t. So is t here, I guess the question is t, okay, so this small t, is it defined as essentially, what's it defined as? So, I mean, I think that's good, so, yeah, I really do need to look over. Of course, if I do this small t, input weighted, t-1, t. Yeah, but the weird thing is if you like say that like t is this size, then you have to actually pass in something one size smaller to the model, which doesn't really make that much sense to me. So yeah, because for some reason then if we can't have this the model in its size then has to be t plus 1, which is kind of weird. That it would have to be one size bigger than the actual input you pass into the model. So let's actually look at what they did with the original training code. Maybe that could give us some insight. So I think this is the very original stuff. And this is main, for instance. So they do t plus t config batch size. Net t config repeats y history, y target. Train iterations, so I guess train iterations where it works. Train iteration, numpy to tvar x, y history. But when they init the model, do they actually do like x plus 1 or some stuff? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I mean, I don't really know the full stuff of this. I'm gonna probably have to, I have a couple other things to get to, so I'll probably look through this and see if I can figure it out on another. Oh wait, so they slice it, so it looks like they actually slice training data to like just be t minus 1. Like why, I don't get what the point of that is, because it's like, why do t minus 1? Why have to make your training data 1 smaller? That doesn't make any sense to me. If anyone has any thoughts about that, let me know. I am gonna just, I think, just commit this once larger. I think that will pass the unit test. So, and I think that it should be okay. It's not like that there's going to be any leakage, because the way my framework works, no matter what their model does, it won't essentially ever show it that next step, so it will never go into the model. At least with my framework, it could impact the performance of the model, so it might not be as good, particularly if it's not getting all the info it should be. So that's a concern, but I'm going to commit this now and see what the performance looks like and see if it's comparable to their implementation. So I will commit this, so fix param, and this should pass the unit test, but then I will be studying closely, like, you know, if the test works and stuff. So okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all I was going to go through in tonight's live coding session. Hopefully that gave people more insight to flow forecast and how you go and add your own models and kind of refactor them to work here. Also, they gave you an idea how to actually train models using our framework. We have a lot of cool things we're adding to Flow over the next month or so, including some of that metadata, so you'll be able to incorporate temporal image data and NLP textual data into your model seamlessly, which has been a really big step for us. Also, other static forms of metadata you should be able to incorporate. So we really are becoming the overall, you know, deep learning, multi-model, time series forecasting library. And we're also, as I said, it is on the roadmap, adding multitask, forecasts, probabilistic stuff, a bunch of different stuff we're working on adding. So, you know, check back and, you know, definitely you have an issue using any of our models in our repo, let me know. I'll get to it, or just open an issue on our GitHub is fine. Just make sure to include steps to reproduce. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, so I will. We will do probably another live coding session next, maybe midweek or next Sunday. So tune into that. And yep, that's that. I'll see if I can end this now. YouTube. Oh, has this been on YouTube? You should.